Okay, welcome to another video. Today we're contemplating the fact that technology is moving on really quick. We're catching up to that point where phones, and we all hate it, don't we? We all hate the analogy the phones are catching up with cameras and that technology, the software inside phones is getting to the point where we can start to do things with phones we were hoping we couldn't. We're wondering if we ever could. And I think we're on that cusp. We're kind of at the fence where we just need a little push and it's just going to go all out, hammer and tong. I think for us photographers and stroke videographers, because this is a lot about video, we're a little bit worried that the low consumer sort of market is gonna for those people who don't have the 20 years experience that we have in the industry. Those people are going to come in with phones and completely wreck the industry, and prices are going to have to drop because the market is just going to be saturated with photographers and videographers who can do stuff that we couldn't do just with without the experience and the knowledge and the know-how how to use our cameras and edit and stuff like that, where phones can come in and just do it. I've been a massive proponent for having a good phone camera with me whenever I need it. If I haven't got my camera and I'm out and I need something, my phone is out, and it's for me it's what's the best thing is what you have with you at the time you need it, right? And that's kind of the point. But when it comes to things like weddings, there's a lot of planning goes into weddings. It's not something that's spontaneous almost. You plan a wedding, you go to a venue and you do all your bits and pieces. And if you're going to start shooting those things with a phone, that kind of stuff still needs to happen. You can't have the sort of the random person just turning up and doing a wedding. That's not kind of what this video is about. And I don't know whether it'll ever get there. You might be at a wedding and the photographer can't make it, and someone says, "I've got a phone, I'll do it. I'm there. I've got your back," and they get up and do it, which is great. But other than that, I'm still expecting a lot of wedding. If the industry does go that way and we start shooting weddings on phones, there's still a lot of planning. There's still a lot of things to do. You still need to have a business model. You still need to have planning in place. It's not just to rack up and start, get your iPhone out or your Samsung and start cracking on. But we've been on we've been here before. From film to DSLRs. It won't take off. Digital cameras. Film is the way photography should be and always should be. The digital world, and it just exploded. It just went bosh. Everyone. It became more widely used by the general public, if that makes sense, because digital photographies were easier to use and more accessible and became really cheap really quick, and then you started having little point and shoot stuff, which was fantastic. You buy this camera once and you've got a camera for life, rather than having to buy something that you've got to dispose of. And then we went to mirrorless, and that was a massive shambles for a lot of people, and a lot of photographers were put out by mirrorless. And even to this day, DSLR, the DSLR squad are still, mirrorless is never going to take off, and actually sales of mirrorless have overpassed DSLRs now, and that seems to be the way things are heading. For a lot of reasons that this video hasn't got time to go into. And now, when you talk about the use of cameras and slash phones, we're at that cusp where phones are starting to become, and I'll show you in a minute a video where a guy's using an iPhone 15 to film a wedding, because the iPhone 15 has really good video quality. The Apple ProRes is amazing. You can't use a lot of it, and it doesn't actually use the Apple ProRes in there because the file sizes are so big, you'd fill up your phone's SD card really quick. However, having said that, you know, the video from the Apple phones are getting really good. And the video from the Samsung phones, amazing. It's really, really good. I'm filming on my Samsung now. You can see a little bit of flicker because I've got a lot of LED lights around me. And I can't help that at the moment. I need to sort that out. But apart from that, phones they're at that point at which they're going to start becoming more, you know, readily used in event photography and videography. Absolutely. And it's scary. It is scary. But I still think that things like weddings, you know, if you're going to use that kind of stuff, you still need to be a professional. You can't just be someone with a camera, in my mind, to rack up, because there's a lot of things about wedding photography and videography you can't just get by pointing your phone or any camera at anybody and just taking a picture. There's a lot of things in like the editing stages and stuff like that, and the preparation for weddings is huge. So I mean, this guy Matt Johnson is someone I only recently found, actually, and it's because the caption came up, filming a wedding with an iPhone 15 Pro, and I watched this and it was eye-opening. It was jaw-dropping. I've got to admit, he talks about. I mean, he's actually. This isn't his wedding. There's actually a videographer and a professional photographer on site, but he was asked to come along, or they collaborated, and some of the footage he gets is incredible. It's really, really good. He obviously uses a gimbal. He's got a little DJI something or other there, and most of the ones I've seen, and there's another one. In fact, this is going back 5 years. So this is Peter McKinnon. If you don't know Peter McKinnon, he's a massive, huge photographer from the States. You see that there, he's got 6 million followers, subscribers on YouTube alone. And his photography, his videography is really, really good. Now, this video is 5 years old. And he was shooting, it wasn't his wedding, but he was shooting stills. Let me just shooting stills at a wedding, and shows you on here how he uses at the time, I think this is Lightroom mobile, to edit the images, and they're pretty awesome. They're really good. Don't need an ad in there, sorry about that, but you get my point. My point here is that we're at that stage where it's just going to go bosh, and you're going to see a lot more phones at events like weddings. Absolutely. You know, look at these pictures. These pictures are amazing. And then we come to these two guys. This was a year ago. These two guys on iPhone 13, they shot a wedding here. I don't know whether I can show you some. It's going to go probably straight into an ad. But some of the stuff they got, look at this. See down the bottom here, the footage they're getting is beautiful, and it comes back to the point which I said earlier. A ton of what we do in wedding photography and videography isn't just about the tools we're using. It's about understanding lighting. It's about understanding the angles and the stuff. You see, these guys have got gimbals, and you know, you want steady footage. It's not easy with a phone. Phones are notoriously really sharp, and they over sharpen video and pictures on a phone on purpose, because they know you're only going to see it on this little 6 to 7 inch screen. But when you're shooting a video for a wedding client who's going to want to watch that back in HD, they want something in 1080p or maybe even 4K. I don't know whether you can get 4K at the moment from phones is a viable option. I don't think it is, but certainly 1080p on a phone. You know, the iPhone 15 now has actually doesn't include all of the really sharp video footage, so you can add all that back in later and all that kind of stuff. But it's just amazing. What do you think, guys and girls? Leave me a comment down below. What do you think about where we are with all this technology and phones and how it is? It's just incredible. I think we're at a point where it is just gonna go. Now, let me run through this guy's video. of some of the footage she got. I mean, this is incredible. It's really, really good footage, indoors and outdoors. Low light, they have added lights in there, but they weren't really, really strong lights. And this is indoors, looks amazing. This is 1080p, and it is looking really, really good. Filmed in Apple Log, and then graded afterwards. Really nice, and that's really proper low light, backlit, and you still get a real detail in the face and stuff like that. Really, really cleverly done, and it's unbelievable. I don't see myself using a phone at a wedding anytime soon, but if you're at a wedding and something happens to your kit, your camera goes down, or you run out of space. I don't know. The 1 in a million, things that could potentially happen at these types of events happens, and you've got nothing else but the phone that's in your pocket. Do you stop? Do you tell your wedding client or whoever that you can't do anything else? You have to leave, or do you grab for your phone and then try and recover something of nothing? Maybe it's the end of the night, and all you've got left is the first dance or something like that, and the phone's all you've got. Why not? Why not? Just on a side note, if you're a photographer or videographer, or you do video, shoot video, and you're not shooting weddings, consider it, man. Weddings are, if you're first starting out as a photographer, weddings are a good source of income, massively. You can do all your prep work, all your website stuff during the week, and at the weekends you can do weddings, and it pays pretty well, even for a beginner. Now, I've always said that weddings are a good standpoint for any photographer who wants to understand all types of photography. Because weddings aren't just about portraiture. They're about architecture, interior design, food photography, pet photography, macro photography, things like the wings. They are landscapes. They're all types of photography. There's a massive, massive learning curve just going and shooting weddings, because you learn everything about photography. And for me, I got told the other day that my photography is very varied, and I say yes, because I shoot weddings, because I have such an eclectic outlook on how photography is used at things like events like weddings. So much going on, you'll learn a lot and make money at the same time. If you're interested in learning about wedding photography, I teach wedding photography. I can do it as an online course. We can do it together, all that kind of stuff. Get in contact. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Whack a thumbs up if this subject interests you. I'm going to delve deeper into this in the coming months, looking at how viable this stuff is. I don't think I'm going to ask any of my clients if they want me to shoot their wedding on a phone, but I might offer someone the chance to do it maybe in the background as a second photographer or second videographer, and see what the crack is, see if it is viable to do. I don't know. There's got to be something there I can do. I don't know. There's got to be something. But leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. So if you haven't subscribed and you'd like to do so, please do. Whack the thumbs up, all that kind of stuff. Hit the notification bell so you get updates every time I upload a new video. And until the next one, I'll see you boys and girls very soon.